something completely random. So, tonight we are bringing you the first match that I have played and that my opponent have played in the REBBL Imperium Blood Bowl League, which is a rather unique card pack / draft format that gives you mixed teams that you don't have any attachment to and that are just gonna go hog wild and wonky. Taking a quick look at my opponent's squad here. Neither of us really know what we're doing with these guys. Being very new to the league, we mostly have Joe Schmo linemen that don't really have a whole lot going on. We've got a couple of upgrade cards that we've attached that give one or two skills to certain players here and there. And then as a part of the special event for the tournament that we've entered in to start ourselves off, we also are gifted with legendary players from previous REBBL teams that will put the thing over the top. In particular, I want to highlight those players. My opponent has a legendary Chaos Warrior with Mighty Blow piling on Claw, Block, Tackle, and Pro, and a Witch Elf with Block, Mighty Blow, piling on, and Tackle. Those guys are built to hurt people. As for myself, I made some mistakes in team building. Didn't realize how many legendary players I was going to be able to get. So we've got a whole bunch of Joe Schmoes. Do like that we've got two big guys in the Warpstone Troll with tentacles and a Chaos Minotaur. And then I managed to get myself 4 legendary players. A Blodge Step plus Strength Diving Tackle Blitzer. A Extra Arms, 2 Heads, Kickoff Return, Big Hand Beastman. A Tentacles, Sprint, and Foul Appearance plus Strength Beastman, and a plus AGI Leap, Catch, and Sprint Witch Elf. I don't know what any of it's going to do. We'll see. It's going to be kind of random. This will take us just a minute to get started here, as the format here does not give precise pairings, so we are doing the spin to win method, but we're the only folks that are currently registered for the event. So most of the games within Imperium are organized into 4-player pods, and ours is a slightly special circumstance in that we fired off a 4-player pod. One of our potential opponents responded immediately and then was never heard from again. So we're about half a week late in getting things started as a result, and we're running this as a 3-team event instead of 2, just to kind of get things going and try to get this finished before the season runs out. So Imperium is near the end of their season, and they're the big boys that have been playing for a while are organizing themselves into a currently targeted at 32-player tournament, but it may expand beyond that, where you take anything and everything that you can throw at a game and duke it out to be the grand champion for the season. Myself and my opponent here, these are literally our first games of the league. We wouldn't stand a chance in that competition. The inducements that would potentially bring us up to par, that got me the second pair of star players, or legendary players as they're known in this format, those don't exist in the Imperium Cup. So we're going to be on the sidelines for this. After that event, pretty much everything gets wiped, collections get wiped, players are starting over from scratch. You do get to pull over just a couple of your cards from previous teams to carry over. So as a result, it does behoove us to go ahead and get in, learn the format, hope to grab one or two cards out of some upgrade packs that are worth carrying forward into the new season and give us, a little bit of a leg up at least. But onto the card packs for a second. That's one of my favorite things about this format. Mixed teams that let you combine your Dark Elves with your Chaos, with your Skaven. There's some fun to be had there, but they can be completely overpowered, and it's a little overwhelming to just build whatever you want. But in this format, you don't get to build just whatever you want. You're handed a collection of basic linemen that would give you enough players to fill out a roster. And you're given a little bit of play money and basically a voucher for a free pack of players. And those together are what you build your first squad out of by unlocking more players, buying packs. Packs of cards give you anything from skills that you can equip to your players. You can't just say, oh, I want this guy to have tackle or I want this guy to have block. You've got to unlock the cards to get that. You can't just say, I want 8 rerolls on this team. You've got to unlock packs that will give you more rerolls. And I think that's a fascinating twist on the format, especially as you build a collection. You can potentially enter into multiple tournaments at the same time, but you can't use the same cards in both tournaments. So you're building your collection and having to think to yourself, okay, do I want tackle on my killer player that I'm putting in to this tournament, or do I want it to help shore up the other team in the other tournament? Some of the more common skills, such as tackle, maybe dodge or wrestle, you might get a lot of those. But they've got a rarity system in place where maybe guard is a little less common of a card to find. Some of those default choices that everybody wants to have, well, maybe you don't have the ability to take them everywhere. My opponent initially had pass block, which ended up on my team through some shenanigans. We'll get into that another time. It's a useless skill in most circumstances, but it's what he had. So, all right, so no inducements on my side. We'll see what my opponent does with his whopping 340,000 gold to spend. And we'll see what he ends up doing here. Apothecary and a wizard, that kind of makes sense. And a babe. Yep, that all checks out. But yeah, so the fact that they've taken Blood Bowl and then built a deck building game on top of it, where you get to mess with your opponent's players. You can break their armor. My opponent here played a card on the other player in our tournament where he lowered the armor of one of his players by 1 for the tournament and actually assigned an injury to them. And our opponent played a mulligan card that let him pull some upgrade cards off of every team in the league and then randomly assign them back as he saw fit. It's just, it gives even more depth to a game that would already be considered to have a lot of depth and a lot of options, but it constrains those options and makes it feel a little less like you're just lost in a sea of possibilities when you're assembling a mixed team like this. It's not a format you want to play every day by any means, but it's just so unique. I say that having not played the game yet and having not had my rear end absolutely handed to me like is about to happen throughout this game. But we'll see what happens. All right, I've got no idea what I'm doing here. My opponent is receiving, and we've got some of our big players off the field. I don't like that. Let's see what we can do to swap things around. I want my dirty player staying on. Let's keep our pass block on just because. All right, let's take a quick look at what he's got going on over there. Most importantly, I'm not seeing any guard anywhere. So I think what we're going to do, since we've got the big guys and he doesn't, is we're going to make sure that we've got the ends of our line well protected. And we're going to make sure that we hide our negative armor player. In fact, we might keep him off the pitch for this drive, going on defense first. You know what? We'll risk it. We got an apothecary. We're not afraid to use it. All right, so that's another piece that I did not notice until now. 2-minute turns. So I spent every second that I could have and more trying to figure out what in the world I was doing here. So you'll note that both of us have a bench here. In my case, it's a little on the intentional side to have had one at all because the way this tournament is operating, we have a set of sponsors that have given us bonuses for including named players in our teams. The named players being essentially, let's see, this Camehill, then Mr. Creo Goat, Eldorado, clever name, and Stykaz here for my team, that the sponsors wanted to see as many of these players as possible on the field. They gave us 2 to begin with. Personally, I bought 2 more during deck inducements, and they're great. My opponent's got better ones. So seeing that and seeing that at least 1, if not 2, of the freebies that each team received for my opponents were killer players with Mighty Blow, Piling On, and or Claw, I know that I was going to be taking some casualties here. I didn't know that we were going to be able to get quite as many players as we were out of the inducements, and I didn't know that it was a resurrection format where I could have my entire team killed in this game, and they would all come back fresh and brand new with no additional injuries or anything for our next match. So I thought, well, if I'm going to have to play 3 games in this format against multiple killers, I'm going to need some bench players to at least fill in for the second half of the game. And so I put on extra players, and then I got my players from inducements, and it actually would have cost me inducement points to take some of these Joe Schmo players out of my team. So that being said, I've definitely made some mistakes in list construction, which is where I've handed my opponent the Babe, the Wizard, the extra Apothecary. It's a live and learn moment. I won't do it again for the next tournament. But now at least I will be able to field a full squad of 11 the entire time. Don't have to feel like I'm messing myself up if I foul with our dirty rat over here. I think we'll make the best of it. And what do you know? We want to tie up that dirty rat. Not a surprise at all. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up getting blitzed. Yes, yes, come hug the troll. Come hug the troll. He will hug you right back. So there is a bit of a naming scheme for my guys, even though this is a temporary team. We have Kratorg's Enforcer, Prophet, Servant, and I believe Missionary, no, Herald. And these guys are bringing back the one, the only, the Kratorg. We're not sure exactly how he's going to do it yet, but he's going to do it. So, for those not familiar that haven't been a part of our previous leagues, yes, thank you for coming in. Oh, you didn't fail the tentacles roll? Boo. All right, anyway. So Kratorg was my all-time favorite player that I've ever had. Minotaur for my Chaos team in a previous season of the Get Medieval League with Claw plus Strength and Tentacles. The guy just liked to come up and hug you. And it was glorious. Absolutely glorious. Agility teams in the league learned to absolutely hate him. And it made me happy. So, if we can bring Kratorg back, we're bringing Kratorg back. It's actually one of my goals for my REBBL squad, known as Kratorg's Legacy, with a similar naming scheme to the Beastmen here, but we don't actually have Kratorg's Love Child in that league as we do over here. I haven't been able to afford that yet, as the team is a fresh TV 1000 in the Greenhorn League, and I'm not quite crazy enough to spend the money for a Minotaur right out of the gate. All right, let's see if we can't hurt some folks. That's not good. A little bit better. I hate that we spent a reroll for that, but I do not want this turn landing that early. All right. Walking on down the line. Should probably be targeting some of the squishier players first, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can't get our troll in. And we can. Get those tentacles up nice and close. And speaking of tentacles, let's see if we can't free up our tentacles guy here. All right. Don't actually want you getting a blitz off and knocking out this beastman, so let's pull him back a little bit first before we go any further. All right. Who do we want? Who do we want? Who do we want? Yeah, why not? Let's just try to get some players out of here. Kind of disappointing that we didn't actually get him down, but whatever. We're just gonna come over here and base up and say hello. All right. So, our underworld goblin can definitely get away, but oh, that 2-minute timer's biting me. Needed that one more move. This is good though. This is gonna teach me to move a little faster. So, yes, our underworld goblin can definitely get away, but ooh, foul appearance failure right out of the gate. I love it. Okay, I don't love it as much there. Ooh, lovely. So missed opportunity there. That kind of highlights some of this format. I don't think my opponent actually realized that I didn't have block on my player. So as a result, he passed up on putting me down there. Or maybe he missed the fact that he had block. These are all very temporary squads, especially with the inducement players, like the Witch Elf here that he has, that we're not accustomed to having them, and we won't be accustomed to having them. So at any given time, you may not know exactly what your players are capable of. Now, that may change over the course of a season, as you do get to reuse cards between matches or between competitions. You might not combine them in exactly the same way because you do have the ability to swap things around, and your skill choices are never permanent in this league. Now, in my case, say with wherever he went, there is a Dark Elf lineman with dodge around here somewhere that I can't seem to lay eyes on at the moment. Maybe he got knocked out. I don't know. But that is a single card combined. It's a slightly more rare card than the basic Dark Elf lineman. It costs a couple more points, which are a part of the deck building structure in this league. But they're available as a package deal. I can't put that particular lineman in a deck without giving him guard. Or sorry, not guard, but dodge. But other players, such as our tackle lineman that we've got running around somewhere. That's a combo that, no, well, not a combo as it were, but the tackle piece is a distinctly separate card uh, from the player card. Oh, that was a mistake on my part. I forgot about the really stupid. Again, we're not familiar with these teams. And wild animal bites. The curse of the big guys. Curse of the big guys. So, what are we going to do? Let's get some extra strength up in here. It's also interesting in this format because it's hard to tell what belongs to who exactly when you're both putting Dark Elves and both putting Chaos out on the field. And yeah, it's a proper mess, really. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's get the Witch Elf in on the action. Throw some Frenzy blocks. And somebody had the audacity to build a Witch Elf without block. For shame. Bleh. That didn't go well at all. Gonna back off just because, well, because I want to have a turnover. But also I just didn't want my opponent getting the free block there. So at its core, to me, Blood Bowl is about making the best out of bad situations. And I think the Imperium format kind of highlights that a little bit. You know, I didn't have any options as to what was going to be on El Dorado. Either I bought her or I didn't. That plus agility, leap, catch, sprint, that was all a package deal. Either I took that or I didn't. And in this case, I did, but I don't have that customization. I can't build the player the way that I want them. So I've got to choose what the right combination is for me as far as what I'm putting on the field, and then I've got to choose, well, what's the right way to use it now that I have it. I don't think I've actually hit on that quite yet, but at the same time, that Witch Elf does jump up. So it does have jump up, which means I could potentially put them into some interesting positions. Plot, plot, plot. Can't quite get to the ball carrier. But if we decide we want to move it up just a little bit and get into a cage, interesting things might happen. All right. So looking at the situation on the field, I probably need to move this Beastman up and get them engaged a little bit. With the Mighty Blow and Piling On that is available to my opponent in a couple of spots, that makes me a little nervous because of the armor break, but there's not a whole lot to be done about it. Ooh, we got lucky there. Because Mighty Blow, Piling On, and Claw, that says throw me at the big guy. All right, what you got going on? What you doing? What you doing? Yes, come closer. Now, this is dumb, but I'm really tempted to go have a run at the ball carrier here. Let's make sure we've got some tackle on that witch elf for when his gets up. And hopefully that'll help our troll wake up and realize what's going on around him. So far, so good. We are not blitzing with the Minotaur. We're just going to try to stand him up. Stand up fails, as you do. All right. We definitely have to get this guy into the action, as much as I don't want to risk him on defense. Probably shouldn't have put him on the field. A Joe Schmo would have been better. All right. Ready for a bad idea to be executed? I think I am. Sure, let's do it. Well, that was... I actually don't know if that was fortunate or not. Because, yeah, we've got to get somebody in here to sport. Oh, that's not good. Again, those 2-minute timers. So, she's taking a blitz from this witch elf with almost absolute certainty. I was about to say, that has to be a blitz. All right. Well, at least your strip ball didn't do anything. Haha. Oh. Well then. That's inconvenient. So let's see what our tally is already. I know we had the one player KO'd earlier, our Dirty Rat. And El Dorado is down as well. But we've got plenty of replacements, potentially. Even if they don't wake up, we've got, what, 3 bench players? Yeah. I mean, they're nobodies, really. Though I somehow put in a lineman instead of a blitzer. I guess that's just because, well, I ran out of time during setup. Don't think that my opponent here is going to run out of time either. Well, I say either. Don't think they're going to run out of time as I have, would be the proper way to say that. but they are kind of ticking down a little bit. They've thrown the blitz, and they've stood up a couple players that retrieved the ball, but they had more blocks to throw. Well, okay, they might make it through all of them. But still, there's not too much time to really be thinking through what we're wanting to do. Personally, I'd be looking at a jump up with a witch elf into a blitz here. Yep. But now you're going to get yourself in, well, not really trouble because the troll doesn't have guard. Oh, we re-rolled. Smart. Very smart. And now we pile on for a removal, possibly. No piling on. Okay. I'm good with that. I'm real good with that, actually. Troll hit. And troll not do anything. Oh well. Maybe try our luck here on the witch elf. I don't have tackle. I have rerolls to spare. Alright. Didn't get it. Take our push and move on. And let's put a little bit of pressure on. Not too much, but a little bit. Alright. That is a lot of dodges. Let's not do that. That's not a good plan. That's not a great plan. We don't have rerolls to spare. We're going to get blocked as soon as we try to move. We're going to try it. And down we go. Whatever. I'm not actually too concerned about the results of this game or this tournament, as it were. Because, number one, I'm just learning how this format works, and I acknowledge that there were definitely mistakes made in my list building. And number two, I kind of already found my way towards my money. So the way this format works is when you get your 4-player pod and you get your tournament assigned to you, you get a sponsor for your tournament, and it's a in-game entity that is going to give you the bonuses that are appropriate to playing by the style that your sponsors want to see you play by. There's some craziness. Watched another tournament thread that included teams being swapped between coaches. So your build went to somebody else and you got somebody else's build. And in this format, the sponsors that we're dealing with, they want for you to see as many star players or legendary players in this format as possible. You get 2 for free. I added 2 through inducements, and I have more than anyone else because of that. And in this format, for having more than anyone else, you get a bonus that is equivalent to the bonus the money difference between getting first and second place, or between getting second and third, or on down the list. And so that means that I've essentially already won. Or at least that's the way I'm looking at it. I don't want to concentrate too much on that witch elf. Let's just get you off the ball. All right, even better. Hated that we spent a reroll for that, but whatever. That's why we've got so many of them. Well, one of the reasons. Now, let's go get this. Oh, you don't want to stand up. Not playing nice, Mr. Minotaur. You're not the Minotaur I thought you were. Or something along those lines. I'm going to stay. And we will push you back, but stay. All right, so fairly good position here, all things said. Got the ball. We are mostly screened off from the opponent. Well, mostly. All right, diving tackle is going to be our friend here. Do we have any tackle on them already? No. All right, so my opponent does tend to play with the skill icons on. We kind of know each other from another league. So surely he knows that there's diving tackle right here, right? Right? I don't know. We'll see. See what he chooses to do here. Rolling those dodges one at a time. Smart. Yep. Getting ourselves a... All right, you're failing on that one. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use it. And the dodge rolls failed. Awesome. It was a little bit of a gamble, but without seeing the full path that he was committed to, I didn't want to use the diving tackle on that 2+ roll. Would have rather have waited for the 4+ roll that he had shown at one point when he was plotting out. But you know what? You can't really pass up on the opportunity when they give it to you. That's a shame. All right, what's our path to victory here? What is our path to victory? Hey! He stood up. Things are happening. Alright, we gotta move a little bit faster so that we don't end up running out of time again. Probably shouldn't have followed that up, but I did it already, so it is what it is. Ooh, do not like using our last reroll here, but again, it is what it is. Let's try it. All right. And I think this is about the time where we take a lightning bolt to the horns. It's amazing how well those things conduct electricity once you get into scoring position. Now, we're considering other moves first. So we're doing other moves. I did get a reminder in the past day or two that you can use the wizard at the end of your turn, which frankly I always forget about. I always think it has to be at the end of the turn. Oh, that is a storm vermin. For all the world, I thought that was just another goblin because it's hard to tell. Okay, had to use this last reroll, so that's something at least. Ball is out. All right. Ball is picked up. Where is ball going? Surely he can't leave it right there. He's going to have to retreat to a slightly more defensible position. Either way, I do feel good about the fact that we are now on turn 7 of playing defense, I think. Was it defense? I don't know. There's so much going on in this game, but I think I kicked off. Yeah, I did. So we're on turn 7 of playing defense, and looky here. No scoring threats. So, clock is also ticking down. Tick tock, tick tock. What you gonna do for defense? What you gonna do for defense? And indecisiveness leaves that ball out in the open. And we like the fact that that ball is out in the open. We like that a lot. Question is, how do we best take advantage of it? I would like to throw in with the tackle there, but we're not going to have that option. Let's get our troll in to lock some of these players down. And could blitz with this guy, which would work out well, potentially. He is sidestep, so we're not going to try to base him yet. We'll try to base him after the blitz attempt. And I completely missed that was in a tackle zone. All right. All good. We didn't really have the best chances to score in this round anyway. So I'm not all that worried about it. Would have been nice, but meh. Tentacles doing work. On the other hand, just the fact that I have kept my opponent from scoring or from knocking my players out for the game, fingers crossed on that, piling on, I feel pretty good about where we are here. Obviously, this goblin's going to run for the hills. That's not quite enough running for the hills, in my opinion, but... Oh, well, yeah, the jump up there. All right, that changes things a little bit. But we are still close enough. Actually, I want you to dodge away. I want you to do this. Yes, get out of there. No, tentacles did not let you. Yep, hit a Joe Schmo. Doesn't matter. You're not fishing for star player points in this format. You're literally just trying to win the game. All right, good move there. You're out of time. And Tentacles says no. All right, so our chances to score in this half hinge on, first of all, a couple of go for it's, but also blocking this guy, blitzing this guy, recovering here, or recovering there, more likely, because we want to blitz using the tackle, and then a pass to this guy. All in all, not a very likely combination, but we are going to at least attempt it. We're gonna potentially greed block here. He's got replacements. I'm not worried about the greed block. Again, we're worried about winning the game. And that failure pretty much dooms us. But one can try, right? Nope. There we go. Oh, that's a shame. Didn't get our witch back. Oh, that's a shame. So we're going to get our important players on the field now. Who are we taking off? I think it's the 2 no-skill Minotaurs. Well, we've got 3 to pick from. Yeah, we're going to definitely get this guy back on the field, but I think we're going to bring the others in as well. Or bring the block blitzer in, I should say. All right, so opponent gets a nice juicy blitz pretty much wherever he wants. Nothing to be done about it. Have no idea what we're doing here. None, I tell you. No idea. The one thing I don't want is a lightning bolt to catch us just completely defenseless back here. So let's see. Let's just see what we do with that. I don't know what I'm doing. Theme of the night. Don't know what I'm doing. Up, up, and away. Kickoff return is a rather handy skill. Ooh, yes. Sweet. All right. I like that kickoff event. Apothecary has to be used there, right? Cool. Don't have to feel bad about it. He will get that player back. I'm so tempted to just hand that to the troll and say, come get me. But that would be a bad idea. To heck with the 2-minute timer, the 15-second timer just about got me there because I've got no idea where I want the ball. All right. What to do? What do? Let's throw some blocks. perfect timing for the block with block. And 3 for 3. 1 stun so far. Survey says just the 1 stun. All right. Now then. This is a maneuver we're going to refer to as the sacrificial bull. Let's get in here and see what we can do. Uh-oh. And Loner says no. I did say sacrificial, right? All right, while he's down on his face, I can talk smack about him. Be the sacrificial calf, maybe? No? Okay. There are days where I feel like there's a joke there and it's actually not. This is kind of one of those days. So, looking at our potential path to victory here. I'm honestly really okay with holding to a draw, especially in this format. But in order to keep my opponent from turning me over and scoring real fast, we've definitely at least got to get the ball upfield a bit. Again, in this format, I'm happy with the draw, so I'm okay with playing defensively. That wizard is what worries me, though. That wizard can turn we're holding out for a draw into a flat-out loss really fast. We're going to pile on with that. There's not a lot of reason not to. And you got the KO out of it. Good job. I'm not exactly afraid to go throw a foul on the witch elf there. If I've got folks that can reach, and I believe I do. Yeah, think better of that. You were about to catch a troll blitz there. Still might. That'd be a little risky. All right, so now I'm thinking what I would love to do would be to push this just straight up the middle. And say, come and get me. And I think I've got the movement to do that, really. Got the rerolls to do it. You know, that might just be the way. Let's get in here and lock that one down. Let's get somebody basing there. All right. What's our percentages there? All right. Survey says. Well, at least it's in a semi-safe location. The ball has been delivered to a secured bunker. Somewhere near the enemy's front lines. It still felt like the right move to try to push the play if possible there. Because even now, you got to deal with the troll if you want to do the pickup. You got to deal with this lineman if you want to do the pickup. If you want to deal with the troll, you kind of have to deal with this blitzer. All right, the scatter helps you. The skull does not. Just gonna scatter it again. Oh, poor Sneaky. Come on, scatter to me. You know you want to do it. All right, still in a tackle zone. You can get there, but it won't be pretty. Got tentacles, and I've got diving tackle. I don't think you're going much of anywhere. Surprised they didn't try to scatter onto it again, but I guess with the extra assist, you can now throw a block over there, but you're going to pile on. All right. Go, go, tentacles. And they said they would do nothing with strength 3, or 4, as it were. All right. So it wasn't the most conventional way of getting to all this, but we're actually in fairly good shape with this. Sort of. All right. I'm going to reroll that actually. Not sure why you wouldn't want to use sidestep there, but... Oh, you don't have sidestep? Oh, that was stand firm. Okay, that's why. All right, so I think I want to pull your trick. And scatter the ball? Yeah, sure, why not? Well, that's a shame. No, not good goat. Bad goat. Now, do we try the pickup here? Yeah, I think we do. All right, we're out of rerolls, so no go for it. Let's get this guy closer. Okay. Now let's get this guy out of here. Put another tackle on that witch elf. And sure, why not? Let's try to get this guy just kind of out of the way. Didn't work. We're gonna keep the tentacles on the witch elf because reasons. Now over here, that would be an 83%. Yep. Get an elf somewhere near the ball. Sounds like a solid plan. So I think everybody's kind of confused by this. I know it stood out to my opponent in our pregame. Oh, lightning bolt coming in. Got the troll that I was talking about. That's a strong play, actually. I like that. And one of the other players in our main league, where my opponent and I know each other from, um, just popped into our Discord channel to ask what in the world the troll with the giant worm sticking out of it was. I guess nobody really plays tentacles, and I tend to like them personally, but really prefer them on a plus strength minotaur myself because wild animal doesn't turn off your tackle zones. All right, you know what? We're gonna... Ooh, apothecary to a stun. He stays on the field. Yep, rolling one at a time like a chicken. That whole stunty two-heads dodge, you're just not stopping that guy. Diving tackle for the win. Nope. All right, it was worth a shot. All right, so strip ball says that ball comes out if you push, or you can wrestle him down. The smart move is to push. Yep. Yeah, you reroll that. Right? Yeah. Okay, buddy. Now what? Where are you going? You gotta move away from there. Because I've got a good block there to get a bonus on this. Oh, and you've got to keep that Minotaur based. What are you doing? Other than sort of handing me everything I was looking for here, I guess. Which, cool. Thanks. Where are you going? Smart move is over to here. But cool. Get him, get him, get him. Boo. Oh, but you have wrestle, you don't have block. So, ball out at least. And no turnover. Things are happening. Alright, I don't like dodging there. Don't like that. I do kind of like that. Oh, we had a guy back here that we've just been completely forgetting for a few turns. Just too much chaos. I don't really want to throw that block yet, but sure, why not? All right. I want this guy freed up to go snag the ball in case this doesn't work. And it didn't work. But we're getting close to TikTok range. Got 4.5 turns left to go. Opponent's not really pressuring the score in any shape, form, or fashion. They're just scrambling for the ball. And a single good turn for me can snag that ball and get it in the end zone. Now, he's got the numbers to sort of overwhelm things over here and at least get the blitzer down. Oh, we're going to jump up with the witch. Cool. So you can reroll or you can wrestle down. We're wrestling down. Probably the right call. Still got to get another assist in there or else it's a one die block. Now, if you fail this, I'm sidestepping onto that ball. Survey says negatory. I'm thinking we're going to take that as a block. Well, this is an interesting turn of events, wouldn't you say? It's pure chaos, and I love it. There's no way in the world I would ever build this team if I was building a team from scratch. And we're just figuring out what might be able to be done with it. It's all insanity, it really is. All right, so you get the ball, but now oh, yep, you get away from the diving tackle. Boo. I think I'm totally blitzing with the Minotaur. Just because. Because we can. Unless you move further. How much further can you go? Not too far. Far enough, but tick tock, tick tock. Gotta make a decision. Where are you gonna go? Nowhere is safe. Alright, so that does get you away from the Minotaur Blitz. I'll give you that. So now we've got to figure out an alternate approach. Let's go ahead and get some players moving. Let's throw this block. Uh-oh. Not good. Not good at all. Oh, not good at all. So he's going to make a scramble towards the end zone. This blitzer is going to think he's lucky stars for sidestep, or else he'd be pushed out of bounds. We are out of rerolls. Pretty much all bad across the board. And he's got just enough time to scramble in for a score and not give time for me to counter-strike. I'm just going to hope for a mistake somewhere. I go for it. That's kind of questionable, but got away with it. Just got to hope for a mistake. Keeping to a side cage. This is where having that Agility 5 Witch Elf would come in handy. All right, all right, all right. We're not in the clear yet, but that's at least a positive move. All right. Minotaur on his feet. We like that. I'm tempted to make that blitz, but it doesn't get me everything I need, so instead I just want to occupy him. And what we really need to do is to blitz this guy out of the way and come base up our goblin, having diving tackle involved. How about it? It ain't gonna be pretty, but it's what we've got to work with. Mm, 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 mm. That would be bad. All right. We've got everybody based that we can here, except we can also potentially get this guy. Come on. All right. It's Blood Bowl. Making the best we can out of a bad situation. Every opponent other than these two players is based. We've got diving tackle on the ball carrier. He's got a reroll. He's not going to be shy about using it. That's probably your best play. To dodge out and blitz with the Witch Elf. But even still, you're only getting one die. I mean, you got two heads and dodge. You might just go ahead and try to dodge out of it. You don't have a lot of time to make your choice, though. All right, so the Witch Elf gets out, but you're not blitzing. So you're not improving your situation for your ball carrier. Okay, good things are happening. I don't want you to get that block. I'm going to make you decide where you're going. All right, you've still got to dodge out. And I've got diving tackle here. This could go well. Did not go well. But still, you're telling me there's a chance. You're telling me there's a chance. All right. We can put tentacles on the ball carrier. We should probably do that. Now, what do we do here? I think this is the right call. Yeah. All right. Good things happening. Okay, that was not what we wanted to have happen. But based on where we are, how do we get a scoring threat? All right. Let's get our tentacles up. Yes, tentacles up. All right, all good things happening so far. All right. So I think our last move to make here. Yeah. All right. And we'll see if we can't chain together some sort of shenanigans to get this guy the ball and score ourselves a touchdown. Man, this has been a wild game. Like, it's stressful without being stressful because I don't have anything really riding on the game here. But just figuring out how to solve problems with this weird mishmash of a toolkit I'm given is, well, interesting. And I don't know, it's fresh, it's different. This is definitely not your run-of-the-mill Blood Bowl game. It's enjoyable. I like what we've got going on here. All right, so we're going to knock this guy down.